And we will call the Cumberland County Salary Board and Board of Commissioners meeting to order. And we'll begin with the Salary Board and a roll call, please, Desiree.
Commissioner Niederer.
I am here.
Commissioner Fashi.
I'm here.
Commissioner Eichelberger. Controller Whitcomb.
Here.
This is the point on the agenda where we ask for public comment regarding the Salary Board items. If there's anyone that would like to make a comment, Desiree, is there anyone online?
No one online.
Okay. We'll move into the approval of the minutes of the September 25th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of September 25th.
A second. It's moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next up, the approval of the Salary Board actions.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary board actions as presented.
I'll second. It's moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there any other business to come before the Salary Board at this time? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion for
I'll make a
adjournment.
motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Al. We'll go into the Board of Commissioners meeting and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will begin with a roll call now, please, Desiree.
Commissioner Niederer.
I'm here.
Commissioner Fashi.
I'm here.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
This is the point on the Commissioners meeting agenda for public comment. Is there anyone online wishing to make public comment? If you are, please use the raise your hand feature.
No request.
No requests. All right, thank you. That will take us to the consent agenda. I'll hand it over to Stacy.
Thank you, Commissioner. The consent agenda is a list of routine items that do not appear to be controversial in nature and which seem to also not require any additional discussion. If discussion is desired on any item, would be agenda items 4 through 10, now would be the time to make that request. Hearing none, seeing none, Commissioners, I would request approval of the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 Thank you, Commissioners. That takes us then to the regular agenda, which is a list of non-routine items that will be discussed and may be acted upon individually. And I'll ask Angela Smizer to please cover the regular agenda.
Thanks, Stacy. Good morning, everybody. Agenda item 11 is contracts for aging community services, and I will call on Annie Huff to discuss. Good morning, Annie.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, my camera is being funny, but the contract addendums for East Pennsboro Township Commissioners and the Salvation Army are for fiscal year 24-25 for an additional $5,500 each for the senior centers. And these additional funds are to be used split between operating costs and social, recreational, and educational activities.
Are there any questions for Annie?
No, I will move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
That takes us to agenda item 12, and I will call on Jamie Reiber to discuss the contract for children and youth. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning. I just have one today for 25-26. It's for Bethany Christian Services of Central Pennsylvania. They provide 11 different levels of foster care for us. They did request increases to 5 of their levels, ranging between 12.65% and 26.23% for this fiscal year.
Any questions for Jamie?
So, and I move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
That takes us to agenda item 13, and I will call on Katie Zimmerman to discuss a grant application for the Commissioner's Office. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning. I am here requesting approval to submit a sponsorship application to CADIC for their America 250 PA Cumberland County program. This will be a $3,000 sponsorship request to support Cumberland County's efforts in the 250th celebration. And as part of the sponsorship, we have proposed highlighting them a couple of times on our social media throughout the next calendar year.
Very good. Thank you for doing that.
Any questions?
No, I move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Aye.
Thank you. And Katie's also going to discuss agenda item 14, which is a grant application for criminal justice services.
Yes, so this is Highmark's Bright Blue Futures program. So we are requesting permission to apply for a grant for $22,600 for criminal justice services. 10,000 of which would go towards the social worker position salary. So that is budget relieving, or would be if we receive the funds. The other is for a fund, the rest of the grant is for a fund that the social worker will be able to tap on if people present with needs that a small amount of money can help with, like a bus pass.
Katie, is there a max?
There is not,
Okay.
but this will be a first time grant for the county, and we spoke with their corporate social responsibility people who were really interested in the program. So.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. And move to approve. Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, that takes us to agenda item 15, and I will call on Jamie Mitchell to discuss a contract for court administration. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning. So this is a 36-month contract. We have about a dozen departments in the county that is using this research tool. Sheriff's Department, court admin or court collections unit, domestic relations. This is a research tool that we're using. We can find current addresses and all previous addresses, phone numbers, all relatives in cases, news articles, social media, social security numbers, emails, criminal records. So I think coroner's office is using it for next of kin immediately, family. So court admin is managing this, but we have up to 60 license, and we're currently using about 48 of them. It's a 5% increase from what we're paying, and it is cheaper to renew for the 36 months to 3 years, and that's why we asked to do that today.
Jamie, is there any price break though? If we only need 48 licenses that we're purchasing 60 or?
So it fluctuates. That's a good question. It does fluctuate and go up and down. I actually, when I found out I was presenting this, I added this to my project list going forward. I was going to ask for like a breakdown of who's using it the most in the county. Unfortunately, I was put on this project right before renewal time. But I definitely wanted to dive into that a little bit deeper and to see, you know, even per department, how often are they using it? Could maybe each department have a license, or are they using it that they need the 5 or 6 license? We also piggyback off a TLO, I believe, with the Sheriff's Department, but different research tool, and we're getting different information from each one of those. So right before coming here, I actually added it to Jamie's project list sort of to dive in a little bit deeper. I wanted to talk to Clear and get a report and a breakdown of over the last 3 years. How often are we using it and what are we doing with it? But right now it was cheaper to bulk the 60 license, although we're currently using 48 as of today.
Okay. Thank you. And thanks for looking into that.
Absolutely. It's on my list.
Can you tell us what about who's the eligible individuals for that? This is one of the foremost databases.
So, I mean, anyone in the county that would want to be provided those services up to the 60, I believe we can manage that. So I think that was part of my going forward. You know, if we are paying for the 60, because that's our appropriate number, does everybody in the county know that this research pool is available and then who would need it and what would be the benefit of their department?
Jamie, I'll give one caution. I know I had used it in the treasurer's office to confirm new registrations for our hotel tax, to confirm the entity and to validate that it was an official entity and that those sorts of things. But when, you know, if it still does, I'm not sure, it can only be used for government use. I mean, there are strict criteria
Absolutely.
on, you know, the purpose and intent to go into this kind of,
Yes, I was
information.
going to say that you can't just go in there and search whatever you want. It's not a personal tool.
Correct.
Right. It's a government tool. And I believe that you have to understand what you're searching, and you have to have a reason why you're searching it, because there are ramifications for searches when you don't have the authority to do them.
Good point, and absolutely correct, yes.
Yeah, and we were validating tax ID numbers for new entities.
There are a wide range of public administration applications, though. There's a government body we would be able to apply that for. And I don't think people are aware that that's a great resource.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if there's other areas that can legitimately use it and benefit from the information, we should be using it.
And that's where I went when I first found out I was presenting this. I was like, okay, is 25 a better number? But then I thought, okay, if we are at the 60, or have we reached out? Do these departments know it is a work tool, it could be available, and what would be their need for it? Because again, like you said, if we're paying for the 60, we only have 48 today using it. I don't know history of what that looked like, but I know today. I did a research when I found out I was presenting, and we have 48 active users right now in the county.
Would the MTJ's offices be a part of that?
They're not on my list. I mean, I can write down the list real quick. I pulled it right before I came in.
That's
They're
okay.
not on it. District attorney, public defenders, there's some financing tax
Mhm.
people, so, but not the MDJ's office.
So just to give you some history, we have discussed this at department head meetings. This is something that we brought in-house during the pandemic, and it was a really great tool to research individuals who applied for several of our grants that we had due to CARES Act funds as well as ARPA funds. This has also been an amazing tool for our collections group, and is one of the reasons why we were able to hit a break-even point so early in the year, March and April. I've actually made note, October 22nd, Jamie, I'll talk to you. That's the next department head meeting, so we can put together some information
I
to
like it.
share, to
I
start.
instantly added it right to my
Yep.
list. I was like, I don't want better to get in the way of best, but I mean, I think there's some room for improvement, but I'm confident that we are using it and we're getting our money's worth out of it. I just think there's some room for improvement there.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Do we need to, yeah,
I move to approve.
Second.
moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, Jamie. Great, that takes us to agenda item 16. I'll call on Holly Sherman to discuss a contract with Human Resources. Good morning.
Good morning. The contract with Health Equity is for the administrative fees for our health savings accounts for our employees. It's a 3-year contract with a 0% rate increase. We did build in a slight dollar increase due to enrollments fluctuating over the next 3 years.
Any questions for Holly?
I have none, no, and I move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. That takes us to agenda item 17, and I will call on Miranda Melton to discuss the contracts for MHIDD. Good morning, Miranda.
Morning. I have 2 contract amendments for you this morning. They are both increases, and they are both for early intervention services. So the first is for Jamie Matthews. She provides occupational therapy for us. And this is an increase of $3,785. And this is required because we have, like I said before, seen an uptick in the number of children that we're serving through early intervention. So based on our projections, we feel that, we started this contract in April for our fiscal year, and now we're seeing the need to increase some of these. The same is true for TheraPlay. They provide speech therapy services for us. And again, same, we're seeing that uptick there. This is an increase of $5,459. Any questions?
Do not have any. No. Thank you, Jamie. I'm sorry, Miranda. I will move to approve.
Second.
Thank you.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. I was
Aye.
reading Jamie Matthews and I.
Thank you, Miranda.
Thank you.
That takes us to agenda item 18, and I will call on Travis Shank to discuss a contract for the prison. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Prison is seeking authorization to enter into an MOU for housing with the Franklin County Prison to house adult offenders over the age of 18. Cumberland County Prison will house both male and females in accordance with availability of cell space at the prison. The per diem cost for these inmates will be $100 a day and $45 for hourly rate for any guard or transportation costs occurred while the offender is requiring outside medical treatment and or hospital protection. Any questions?
I do not
I
have
move
any.
to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
That takes us to agenda item 19, and I will call on Claudia Garner to discuss a contract for public safety. Good morning, Claudia.
Good morning, everybody. It's not Bob Shively on your agenda, as you saw, but on behalf of Bob, I am happy to report out for public safety. First, I just want to say this is October and it is Fire Prevention Month. So we'd just like to encourage everyone to test their smoke alarms monthly, and it's a great time to change the batteries and check the expiration date. Just in case you didn't know, smoke detectors do expire every 10 years. And this is a little fun fact. This is the 60th anniversary for the first modern affordable smoke detector that was invented in 1965. So if you go to trivia night tonight, you'll have that information. Our first item that we're asking for your approval is to review a one-year contract with Power DMS. It's for $11,503.56. This is an agreement that actually combines two of our standalone contracts with the same vendor for two different services, Power Policy and Power Ready. And it will have them renewing at the same time now. And these two services are what we use to document, design, and implement policies and training programs. It provides data with measurable metrics to ensure continuity across all of our staff. It is a 911 Uniform Fund eligible expense. I'm happy to answer any questions, but ask for your approval of the one-year contract for calendar year 2026 for $11,503.56 with Power DMS.
Do you not have any questions?
I move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. And Claudia will also be discussing agenda item 20, which is a donation acceptance for public safety.
All right, this is a good one too. We're asking for your approval to receive a donation to our Special Hazards Operations team of an entrapment rescue tube from TAM Systems in Dillsburg. This equipment will be primarily used collaboratively with our hazmat team and technical rescue teams when they respond out to emergency calls in which an individual has become trapped in a grain bin. The rescue tube walls are assembled like around the individual that's trapped in a tube-like formation, and then it acts as a structural barrier to relieve the pressures off of the individual so they can scoop out the grain from around them and safely extract them from that grain bin. Having this tube available for our Cumberland County residents and visitors, combined with the training that the teams have and will continue to receive, will significantly increase the chances of successful and safe rescues. The value of the product is $3,755.09. So we're just asking for your approval to receive this donation of equipment.
I move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, thank you so much, Claudia.
Thank you.
That concludes the contract and grant section, so I'll turn it back over to Stacy.
Thank you, Angela. That takes us to agenda item 21, which is Commissioner's Liaison Reports, and Commissioner Naylor, we'll start with you.
Yes, I want to thank my colleagues. I was out on vacation for a bit and celebrating 35th wedding anniversary. So thank you for pitching in my absence. Over the last 2 weeks, I attended the Peace Church celebration, and I know Commissioner Fashi, you did as well. And we collectively attended the Bhutanese celebration at HAC. We all participated on a panel at the Cato Annual Conference, and that is the Cumberland County Association of Township Officials. And it was great to get together with that group and hear some of their concerns that they're seeing within their townships. I attended the CADIC Partnership Cookout, and both Commissioner Fashi and I had attended the Cumberland County Liberty Tree dedication, as well as Stacy Snyder, who gave a lovely presentation. Last evening, we all participated in the Emergency Services Action Panel, and we have amazing services in this county, and many are run entirely by dedicated volunteers, and we are so appreciative of them. I am going to take just 1 second, though, to give a special shout out to our folks in public safety. The director, Bob Shively, shared a letter with the board from the chief of police in Camp Hill, Steve Margison, and they had an incident in which our team, the communications group, the dispatchers played a big role. And I'm only going to read one section, but it says the professional and efficient performance of dispatcher Eric Harn and fellow team members at the Cumberland County Communications Center directly led to the rapid apprehension of 2 bank robbers suspects before they were able to leave the immediate West Shore. So time was of the essence, and these folks came up big. So thank you all for what you do, and it helps to keep the police officers safe, which we really appreciate. We did hold our Ag Board meeting, and just as a brief update, the 2023 farms, there's only one outstanding to close, and that is an issue on title. And additionally, we have 2024 farms. 2 are outstanding. 1 is closed and we're waiting for the money from the state. And the second has a title issue. This happens quite frequently, as you all may know. And then 2025 farms, they're hoping to settle 2 of those by the end of the year, and the surveys and titles have been requested. It's really cute. The one gentleman is, I guess, well into his 90s, perhaps even nearing 100, and he wants to get it closed. He feels a real urgency to do it. So we are in fact trying to meet his timeline. The board also took action on an extension letter for a farm that the letter was not received, so they reissued that. They took action on a Silver Spring partnership agreement for one of these farms that we're hoping to close, and they accepted the 2 agreements of sale for those 2 farms that are hoping to close. They also approved a subdivision request on a protected farm that will need to be approved by the state, but the staff believe it will be accepted because it meets all of the criteria of our program. Additionally, I will be attending the Commission for Women, that's actually this evening, and the LEPC Summit, which my colleague I know was out to welcome them this morning and can speak to that issue. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Fauci.
Well, good morning, Cumberland County. HATS met, and the HATS has passed the 2050 Regional Transportation Plan. You can go out to the Harrisburg Area Transportation Study website and see this plan in full detail with some maps. We talked about the MELA, the annual conference, the Liberty Tree dedication. As Commissioner Niederer said, the local emergency planning committee summit is happening as we speak at AHEC. It will be an excellent day. I will be going back out for the afternoon. Please use your local library, use the Cumberland County Library System, and it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I know that we have a red lady downstairs. The domestic violence awareness, the vigil is coming up on the 16th in Camp Hill. So those are the things that are on my mind right now. That's it.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Commissioner. Commissioner Eichelberger.
Yeah, let's see, a couple of things going on. So let's see, we have on the mental health side, of course, the focus remains for the record on the fact that the lack of the state budget, of course. So, but our folks are still busy providing services. Annie did send me an update at my request. So that last evening, she wanted us to know, last evening, the community support program hosted a candlelight vigil. This, of course, is suicide prevention time of year. They had a vigil for suicide awareness and mental illness awareness. Was at Thornwell Park last night. Of course, our folks participated in that. There are a lot of activity right now centered around the long-term structured residential program that we're doing in partnership with Franklin and Fulton counties. At this point, the provider's aiming to break ground on that project by the end of this year. Anticipated opening is May of next year. So obviously, want to get going before the weather prevents us. So the board meeting for MH is next week. I'll be attendance at that. Next week, we also have Affordable Housing Trust. I don't have a report on that now. I have to determine whether I can attend that or whether I'm waiting as somebody else. My wife's having a hip replacement on Monday. I'm supposed to stay with her through Tuesday as a post-surgical routine. So I might just be able to Zoom that, but I will let you know if we need representation there or not. So, and also on Cumberland Perry, Mark Evans did send me quite a report on the, most of it's on the early intervention side. There's a lot of stuff going on. They had 2 trainings for service coordinators, provider staff, Head Start, and some of the child care partners. This one was on the transition from infant toddler to the intermediate units preschool program that they held that on the 19th of last month. There was really good turnout, about 80 folks from Dauphin, Cumberland Perry, York Adams, and Franklin Fulton. Surveys that they conduct after the fact were very, very positive. And that was done in partnership with Marcy Walborn with UCP, United Cerebral Palsy. And she created a transition roadmap for families, which should be a helpful tool. Mark says we work with her regularly as part of our transition committees. 9/29, Goff and Perry held their annual topic day. In the mornings, they use that to discuss the mandatory topics on early intervention so that everybody's very up to speed on the programming and any updates and all of that. But in the afternoon, they have optional topics, flexible topics, and they had CAIU, the intermediate unit folks, come in to talk about multisensory learning, and that is used so that our folks, our professionals, can know when working with small children what types of learning systems work best for certain conditions, what's calming, what triggers, that type of thing. Mark said they had about 75 folks for that. That's a pretty good crowd. It's a lot of training that's going to impact a lot of people. So he said they also had 2 trainings. Those are coming up, rather. Those are pending in November for human trafficking and intimate partner violence. So clearly, issues that affect our county here. So our folks are going to be brought up to speed with the latest and greatest information on how to manage through those situations. Those are going to be virtual, by the way. EI, early intervention, is also connecting with some parent groups. They're making more connections with childcare staff. Mark said they've gotten 4 cases in just the past month where children who are consumers were on the verge of being pushed out of their care facilities because of behavioral issues, and that creates its own issues, of course. So he said most of them are not connected to our programming yet. So they got these as referrals and provide some preliminary resources in those cases for assistance, and that course gives them a knowledge background of those individuals in case they become a more formalized part of our programming. So a lot of technical assistance meetings with providers as well, he reports. So they sound very busy. On aging side, I got an update from Annie Huff. She said they're going to be advertising for board members for the advisory board. Obviously, we know folks who might serve in that role. They've cut down to 4 meetings per year. That should make it easier for some folks, I believe. After this calendar, she said, this calendar year, we will be short 5 members. So they're going into recruitment mode. Anybody have input on that? Certainly would be welcome. Aging was also in attendance at Representative Barb Klein's Fall Fair Senior Expo. That is next Wednesday, the 15th. So it's upcoming. Senior citizens, loved one caregivers are all invited to attend. The date on that is the 15th, again, from 10 to 2. It'll be at the Carlisle Expo Center, right across from the fairgrounds. So she did mention too, they have 3 staff retirements coming up in the next 3 months. Those positions are currently posted, so they are in recruitment mode on the professional side as well. So other than that, she said, we, like everyone, are waiting for the budget. Their board meeting is next Friday. Anticipate being part of that. Last item is recycling. The last hazardous waste disposal event for this year will be in 2 weeks. Thursday, October 23rd. Continues to be a highly sought out program. So pre-registrations on the website. Anybody who wants to participate in that, that's still openings there. I didn't get a count from him on how many, but that's all I have for results.
Thank you, Commissioner. That takes us to agenda item 22, which is report of executive session. And I would like to report that on October 3, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. there was an executive session regarding personnel. And now I'll ask if there is any other business to come before the board today.
Yes, Stacy, I'd like to request an executive session immediately following this meeting regarding personnel.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Any other business?